Become a YouTuber in 24 months. Is it cap? Is it valid? Is it the truth? Now, as a content creator, you're going to see a lot of people who are in this niche and they talk about, hey, do this, do that. You get monetized. You have 1 million subscribers. You make $30,000 a year. First of all, look at that person's channel. Look at their analytics. Look what they got going on if you think they're telling the truth or not, right? So I came across this video here and I see we have a young content creator, a young lady, by the way. Nice sub count. Looks like she got about 45K, so that's definitely respectful. But the video title caught my eye. It's called Become a Full-Time YouTuber in 24 Months. Here's how. So before we play this clip, I do want to give the disclaimer. I do tell people, because I was actually helping a young lady as well from Germany about content creating. She was like, yo, I do UGC. Do you think I can do it? I was telling her, yeah, not only do I think you can do it, but I gave her the disclaimer. It's probably going to take 1 to 2 years just to get monetized, right? So we're going to see what this lady's talking about here. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get this clip ready.
If you genuinely want to go full-time with YouTube, I made this video for you to help you get there faster. In July of 2023, I uploaded my first video while working full-time in corporate banking. 2 years later, I officially quit all other forms of employment and became a full-time content creator. Even with a relatively small audience,
Now, real quick, I want to point something out. She is a great speaker. And just by the way she positioned herself in that video, the angle, the lighting, etc., I don't think it's her first time on camera. And what I mean by that is a lot of these YouTubers that come on here and they tell you, I did this in 12 months, I did this in 24 months. More times than not, especially when it's that polished, like that was very polished. Like, matter of fact, let me actually go back to it. But usually when it's that polished, I'm here to tell you, like, they probably had some experience before. And what they'll do, a lot of YouTubers, I'm not saying she did this, but what a lot of YouTubers would do is they would delete their old videos, right? So if your first video is like this, more than likely, I'm going to be honest with you, it's not your first time. There's actually a common expression in the YouTube community that says your first 100 videos are going to flop and or suck. You're not going to have that great of lighting. You're not going to know your angles like that. And you're not going to be able to position yourself like that. Typically, there are some anomalies, but more times than not, people would either have like a previous channel, or what they'll do is they'll have like old videos that they delete and stuff like that. So maybe they've been on for 4 years, but then they deleted the first 2 years. So it looks like they've been on for 2 years. So that could be the scenario there with her, right? Now, I also wanted to say that when it comes to the finance sector on YouTube, it actually pays the highest. So I say that to say this. You don't want to think that you're going to make a lot of money. Like, let's say she's making a lot of money from YouTube. I don't want you to come into the notion like you're going to make a lot of money, like if she's saying, right? Because if you're in finance, which she said she's a banker, you know, and she probably talks about YouTube content creating, that pays a little bit higher. But if you're in video games, if you're in food, travel, vlogs, all that stuff is a little bit lower on the pay scale there. But let's go ahead and listen to what she's saying. Continue that clip.
Relatively small audience. Now, the journey between then and now was definitely not smooth sailing.
Oh, and that's why she's able to capitalize off even having a smaller audience, right? If you're doing financial or if you're doing how to create content, typically those people are going to be the ones who actually spend on you. Versus if you're just doing entertainment, like making people laugh, they don't want to spend money. They just come, laugh, log off.
And so today I really want to break down exactly how that happened, my journey with content creation, my income at every stage, everything.
Her presentation's on point. I would definitely say that. Her presentation's on point.
I would tell my younger self at the start of this whole journey to help her get to this point faster and in a smarter way, things I do differently, biggest mistakes I'd avoid, what to double down on. And I'm also going to spill the real tea on what it actually takes to become a full-time YouTuber.
By the way, actually, I want to give a quick little disclaimer. Sorry to keep pausing it. I do have something else I would like to point out. Fair use, by the way. Fair use. So, now these type of videos are not going to be as popular. Her video performed well because it got almost 110,000 views, which is exceptional, especially for a channel with 45K. But these type of videos aren't going to be that great because now you have Gemini that can, I mean, as a content creator, it's not going to be that great. As a viewer, it's perfect. But as a content creator, you can actually interact with Gemini on the same YouTube page, and it will summarize the video for you. So you wouldn't even have to, watch the whole video. But I do want to skip to the part where she talks about how to make money, because I'm kind of curious. Is she making money that early on, or what? Where's it at? How I make money?
Share some exact numbers for certain things, but for other things I will give ranges just because I'm not fully comfortable to disclose all of that, and I also don't think it's nice. I don't know. Anyways, we'll get to that point someday. But basically the most important thing that I want you guys to get out of this is a sense of how YouTubers make most of their money and how they can make a sustainable YouTube. Got the numbers here. July 2023, $3,081.66. Brand
Hold on. First year you made that?
videos.
It's possible. Also, 2023, was that the pandemic? Because that's right around, actually, that's a little bit after the pandemic, yeah. So people are outside.
Was $3,081.60.
Actually, hold on. 400. That's actually kind of low. Because if she's doing financial content and she cracked that many views, she probably should have been over 4,000, but let's go back.
66 cents. Brand deals was 200 to 300 per 60 to 90 second integration. Affiliate links, I did have some affiliate partnerships, but didn't keep track of the numbers because it really wasn't that much, honestly. Like, let's say it was $100 total. Second year on YouTube, July 2024 till July of 2025. So AdSense was $2,606.29. I actually did not take on any brand deals whatsoever.
That's crazy. She made more. That's crazy. She made more in the first year than the second year. That's It usually doesn't happen like that. So I wonder if there's something deeper to the story there. Maybe she didn't post as much or something like that. But typically it's the other way around. But I imagine the third year, or entering the third year, is when she made more, because that's about the time she said she quit, right? Quit her job.
The second year, because I wanted to focus fully on building the business. And this is one big lesson and hack that I learned along the way, which I would highly recommend to aspiring YouTubers out there. Don't get so caught up in wanting to do all these brand deals and take little paychecks here and there, because honestly, when you are a small channel, they will lowball you and they'll say like, yeah, your median view count and your average view count is this level.
Yeah. Now she's giving real advice right there. That's excellent advice. I would definitely recommend that if you're a smaller creator.
And we can only offer this rate, and so it's very, very difficult to negotiate like a higher rate unless stable source of income, because then in the long term that's something you have full control of, a high ticket offer. So I'll get into all of started the creator coaching business, and it was based again in
there it is. That's what I was waiting for. So she started a creator coaching business. So she coaches people how to make a YouTube channel. Remember what I said? By the way, this is my first time watching this. But remember what I said earlier, that I think she's been on YouTube before. I was like, the positioning, everything was too aligned. Now she has a creator coaching business. With somebody with 40, at the time she has 45K subscribers. Remember, this video is 3 months old and it cracked over 100,000 views. So we can safely say at the time that she made this video, she probably had less than 40,000. So would someone who with less than 40,000 actually make a content coaching thing, unless they knew some previous knowledge? Remember, I never seen this video. I'm watching this for the first time with y'all. So that's a little bit of smoke and mirrors and all that behind the scene. That's how the YouTubers would get you. Maybe one day I'll talk about some of the things, some of the growth things I learned or whatever. But when I do it, I just want to be straightforward, just tell people all that type of stuff. But either way, cool video. She got a cool vibe. I definitely think she has the potential to go far. Like, she's very good as far as how she carries herself, how she speaks. She knows the lighting, all that type of stuff. Those simple things, it seems so simple, but so many people miss out on it as a YouTube creator. But if you can do that plus be consistent, you're surpassed so many other people.